Alright, welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elliott and you're watching Rickety Ski Reviews. Today we're going to be answering questions and answers. That's right, it's summertime. There's not a lot of ways to test skis right now. And I think this is a good time to answer all of your burning questions. Anything you guys have wanted to know, I will try to answer. Now, I can only answer so many questions just on a practical level, but I'm going to prioritize our channel members. These are the people that are kind of keeping the gears turning, helping support us here. And I think anybody who watches, I consider a supporter of the channel, but I'm gonna prioritize them and then I will make my way down. So if you are somebody who wants your question answered, this is a pretty good way of getting that done. If you want to become a member down below, that's an option. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing before I forget to do that, because I always do. But yeah, if you want a question answered, become a member. If you become a member, please in your subject, like just say, hey, I'm a member, and maybe just show a quick screenshot that you are a member, because sometimes it can be hard to track, or people will be like, why didn't you answer my email? And it's like, I get a lot of emails, and so it just helps kind of raise your email above other ones that might be in my inbox. So without further ado, let's answer your questions. The first one comes from Mike K. He says, hey Elliott, my name is Mike. I'm 29 years old, living in Calgary. I recently watched your amazing review of the Black Crow Octo, and it made me consider buying one for myself. Yeah, it's a nice ski. But I was already thinking of getting the Volkl Deacon 84. I was wondering if you could help me choose. Do you have any thoughts on the Deacon 84 and how it compares to the Octo? Yes, I did a review on the Deacon last year up at Mount Hood. Also, the Deacon 84 is on sale where I'm at, so I'm not sure if I should just buy that or wait for the Octo to come out, or if you have any suggestions, recommendations, I would love to hear about it. I skied for about 13 years and I took a long break, and I just got back last season. I mainly ski at Lake Louise and Sunshine, occasionally Nakiska. I apologize, I don't know many of the Canadian mountains. I just didn't get over the border as a kid, but I grew up in Vermont, so I can at least understand most of the climate. I think I'm about an intermediate skier. I ski mostly blue squares and occasionally try out black diamonds, as long as there are no moguls. I've been focusing on carving skiing on groomed runs, but considering more powder skiing later on. I am 5'7". Currently, I have the Rustler Black Ops 98 Stockli Montero AR, and recently just got the Maverick 88 Ti in a 169, which I bought after watching your review. Awesome review about them, and can't wait to try this out next season. Thanks, Mike. P.S. Hope you never quit YouTube. Watching your videos is the highlight of my day. That is very nice of you to say. I like watching YouTube daily as well, so it really makes me happy to hear that, because I like watching content on a daily basis, so it's nice to know that I can do that for someone else. But let's dive into your ski situation. So you're an intermediate skier, skiing on the East Coast. You have mainly pretty damp skis. You got a Black Ops 98, Stockli Montero AR, and a Maverick 88 Ti. As an intermediate skier, here's what I would suggest. You could get the Black Crow's Octo. I think that's a phenomenal ski. It's really good for short turn radiuses. It's really kind of has more mobility than you would expect. A very responsive and smooth ski. Just if you were looking on a stat sheet of what I think is a good performance ski for short radius turns, that's probably my favorite. But there are other options, and it's hard to, because the Black Crow's Octo isn't quite for sale yet. It should be soon, but you still have to wait a little bit. As far as the Deacon 84s go, I didn't love them. They're very just like, they kind of have the first half of the turn, but they don't allow you to have the second half of the turn. I did ski them at Mount Hood, which maybe worked against them a little bit because it was softer snow. The Deacon 84 is okay, but it's not a ski I highly recommend. It's good for focusing on carving though, because it really is just a carving ski. But based on what you're saying, I can actually think of a couple better skis, because I think if you take a Deacon on some of the black diamonds, you're gonna feel a little overwhelmed. And you want to get into powder skiing, there are other better options. So here's what I would do. As an intermediate skier, based on what you already have with the Montero AR and the Maverick 88 Ti, here's a couple skis I would recommend. Or at least like try them if you have the chance when you're demoing. Try out an Elan Ripstick 96 or Elan Ripstick 88. I've only tried the 96. You could go black edition if you like a stiffer ski. That's what I tried and really liked. I would try that. I think for an intermediate skier, those asymmetrical skis, the way they're kind of like already have you on a slant, really starts the turn for you, and it kind of puts you in a position where you're already ready to carve. I think for someone who's an intermediate skier, having a ski that does that for you could really help you progress. Now, maybe down the line, you would decide to do like something else, but I honestly think the Elan Ripstick Black Edition in a 96 would be an awesome ski for what you're describing. It's gonna help you initiate your turns, it's gonna get you into that stance already. It's also got a very like adjustable width, so if you wanna go off trail in a little bit of deeper snow, you can without it being the primary focus. I would definitely try an Elan Ripstick Black Edition. I think that could be a really fun ski for you. At least try it. I think that that's a good ski for everything you kind of described there. The other option you could try would be like a Fischer Ranger 90, just because I feel like those skis are really forgiving in the turn initiation. It kind of doesn't take a lot of pressure to get up on edge, and they just have a ton of diversity for what you're describing. But Mike, I will say your quiver already is really good. You have a really nice setup. I think the Maverick 88 Ti will really round off that Black Ops and Stockli Montero. So try the Maverick 88 Ti, see how you like that, and then from there, check it out. I would save your money on the Deacon 84. I don't think it's gonna do anything that your other skis aren't already doing that well. It'll be really responsive, but I think you're gonna get enough responsiveness from the Maverick 88 Ti. I would wait on getting a Deacon. I think it could be a good ski for you long term, but it's just not gonna serve enough of a role difference from what you already have, and as you're progressing, you're not going to be able to like get its diversity. It has a little bit of a niche with being like really responsive on edge carving ski where you can really pin it, but when you're kind of getting to that point still, you're not getting the full value of the ski, in my opinion. So whereas something like an Elan Ripstick 96 Black Edition could give you a ton of value, because it's not really doing anything that your other skis are, and it's gonna kind of put you in position to get you from intermediate to advanced. I think that would be the best ski to go with. And the Black Crowes Octo is phenomenal, but it's hard to buy right now. And you know, see how you like the Maverick 88 Ti, and test out an Elan Ripstick this year. That's my suggestion. Thanks so much, Mike, for supporting the channel, and thanks for writing. I really appreciate it. All right, the next comment comes from David Finch 9. In the Roasting My Fans video. For me, having to tune the skis for the East Coast, anything more than 3 pairs is more than I want to deal with. Anytime I've had more than this, there are pairs I don't touch all season. That is such a great point. That's why I'm always saying that like anything over a 6 to 5 ski quiver is probably a little bit excessive, just in the maintenance alone. Like, as somebody who has wax skis in a shop and wax skis at home, it's a lot to keep up with, and I just don't really enjoy it that much. I like waxing and tuning 1 or 2 pairs of skis, but I find that those extra skis just tend to get kind of neglected. I will say, a pro tip, if you're somebody who has a lot of pairs of skis, or you have a family with a bunch of skis, if you have an REI membership, my local REI has a program where each year you can get a free wax per person in your household, not per member. So, like every year, I take 5 pairs of skis and they basically put it on the machine and give it the very basic wax and cleaning, but that's pretty good for like storing. Honestly, that is better than nothing. So I'll go take 5 pairs of skis, including my kids' skis, run them through that free program, and then store them away for the summer. So if you are suffering from success, so to speak, with all your skis, and you have a large household, that's one way at least to lessen the burden. But I totally agree. I think having a large ski quiver is cool, and there's a lot of cool ways to build out different quivers, but there is a logistical truth to having to maintain and care for all of those skis. Even every summer, I was watching this really cool video from Stompit Tutorials where they talked about lowering down the dins each year so that the dins could basically keep their tension or springiness, however you want to say it. So I am not looking forward to doing that to 6 pairs of skis. Also, speaking of Stompit Tutorials, Jens, if you're watching this, I am planning some travel for this coming winter. I would love to come and shoot a video with you. I'll show you some of the BMA Berkmount Academy Vermont drills that we do, and we can shoot some content. So Anyway, I don't really have a good way of getting hold of you. For some reason, YouTube seems to be the best way. So Jens, reach out to me, ricketyskireviews@gmail.com. All right, the next comment, Vil Salonen 4403. Sorry if I butchered that username. Greetings from Finland. First, I must say I really like your content. This kind of talk about skis is great. It makes me feel like I'm not alone. Yeah, same. I love talking to my wife or anyone who will listen about skis, and it's nice to have an outlet for this. They go on and say, I mostly ski in Finland where we do have good snow, but not the longest slopes. This is why I travel to the Alps at least 3 times per season. My quiver is as follows. Black Crow's Mirrors Core 178. I do not do park, but I like the way they carve and they look so cool. They are a good start of the season and for shorter slopes. Blizzard Rustler 10 188. I usually take them out when I do not know what I'm going to do. I was going to say, that's a great, like, just throw it in the car and it'll work ski. And I don't know what I'm... And for when I go to the Alps, it's easier to travel with just one pair. Armada Tracer 108 for the deeper days. Unlike touring, I actually like them on the groomers as well because they're so light in the size and therefore fun for sloppy skier like me. No, I totally agree. I mean, that's part of what I liked about some of the Atomic backland skis. They're very forgiving in all aspects. Not only powder and off trail, but even the turns. What should you get to round this out? Nothing. You have like a perfect quiver for short mountains. Like in the US, on the West Coast we have bigger mountains, on the East Coast we have smaller mountains, although the vertical of my home mountain is fairly similar to where I grew up in Burke. This is almost a perfect setup. Mirrors Core, Rustler 10, and an Armada Tracer 108. You might get something a little bit like sendier for powder if you want to progress in that area, but you might not care about that either. You could also probably have some fun with like a QST going to the Alps. But honestly, the only ski I can think that you would probably like is, since you have the Mirrors Core and you don't really care about the freestyle aspect, look at the Black Crow's Octo when it comes out this year. That is a ski I absolutely loved, and it had everything I liked about the Mirrors Core and basically had improved on it and fixed any issues I had with the Mirrors Core, where like the tail, you can't always stand on it as firmly as you want because it's a twin tip. So that was all I would say to you. Like, thank you, one, for watching. You have a great setup, but consider the Black Crow's Octo, because I feel like, one, it's gonna do all those great short radius turns, but it's also like, it floats pretty well on powder. It's a ton of fun. If I was going to the Alps, I think the Octo would be perfect. So, or like to a shorter mountain like that. I think, I don't know, at least for me, what you're describing, I would love to at least have you try an Octo. Okay, next comment, Isaac Gonzalez. Second year skiing, my first purchase was an Armada AR V94. My second purchase was the Atomic Maverick 95 Ti. 2022 model I found for a killer deal. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. I ski in Utah. What a great setup. I don't know much about the ARVs. I didn't like them, at least in the 104 or whatever it was I tested. But that was a ski trying to be a powder ski. What you're talking about is more of a park ski. And then you have that Atomic Maverick 95 Ti in Utah. That is so killer. I have the 88 in Idaho, but we don't get as steep of slopes and as deep of powder as you do. So I think you made a good choice with the 95. The only thing I would recommend is you're getting enough snow. You could probably use a designated powder ski by now. I would look for an on-sale QST 106 or an Atomic Bent 110. Retailers are struggling to sell skis, so I bet you will see them for a steep discount. Try one of those two skis. Probably, honestly, a Bent 110. Like, you already like the Maverick, and it's your second year skiing. Yeah, eventually treat yourself to a nice powder ski. All my comments are from that video. All right, finally, Keith 2076 says, as a former racer myself, I ski a 120 flex boot also. 130s can inhibit me in certain conditions. I like the forgiving flex that 120 gives me, and like you say, when you're skiing a full day and you hit the bumps at the end of the day, 130s can be very uncomfortable and limiting. Yeah, I mean, it's always interesting too because the numbers don't always line up manufacturer to manufacturer, but I like the 120. I would rather be in a 120 flex skiing all day than being on a 130 flex and just being able to pin every turn, but after an hour being uncomfortable. I don't know, I like being up there all day. The 120 seems to be working for me. It's hard because when I try stuff in the shop, I guess I'm not up on the hill. But I treat ski boots a lot like I used to treat running shoes back when I ran in college. If it's not broke, don't mess with it. and I'm been very happy with my boots. And actually, speaking of boots, my boots had that little plastic clip, and I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if this is under warranty, because it is kind of a defect. And I just took a picture, sent it to Evo, and they send it back. We're gonna do a warranty through Atomic. So I'm still waiting to get that 100% confirmed, but they said it's a very high likely chance that Atomic will accept the return or replace them under warranty, assuming everything in the picture is accurate, which it was. So I may be getting my ski boots replaced under warranty, which is really nice. And I think that's just one more reason that it's so worth it to just buy stuff new. I love getting certain things used, but man, people are totally delusional on the value of their used gear. And then you go through and get stuff new and you get these warranties. That's 2 items this year that I'm having warrantied out. So I don't know. That's kind of a rant, but yeah, I've been very happy with my boots, and I'm hoping that Atomic would actually warranty those, because I'm putting in a lot of mileage each year in my boots, and I'm having to replace them pretty frequently. And it would be nice if that little defect, I don't know, I just don't want to deal with it. Every time I put them on, I gotta like hold the flaps while I buckle it. So, but you know, one more reason to buy stuff. And I was very impressed. I've never done a warranty through Evo, and the people were super nice. The lady was like, okay, I'll let you know soon, and I'll set a pair aside for you just to make sure in case Atomic's out of their inventory. It was like a 10 out of 10. It was like a white glove treatment. And I don't put like rickety ski reviews anywhere on anything. And I don't know, I found the people to be super nice. But anyway, that's enough about ski boots. That's the end of the video. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing. All of the skis I talked about and recommended today, I will put down below in the link. If you use some of my links and you want to buy something, that is a direct way, like an affiliate code that directly supports the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you're in the market to buy something, please consider using those links. But more than anything, just thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. See ya.